seen a match. I've seen like a thing where it was these two characters playing. Probably these two players. Dudley versus Jury. DJ versus Blanca. That doesn't sound familiar. Maybe I haven't watched this video. The thing is, there's other videos from this, like from these events, that feature the like same players. Well, let's give this a go. Fuck Japanese Marble too. That actually sounds pretty good. EX hand after I blocked. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just spin up? SPD is a punish on Dan kick, on non-light Dan kick. Why would you go for a reversal EX hand? What level of player is this? Like, why would you ever not SPD? He had Ultra as well, I think. EX hand is such a deliberate decision. If ADC backdash would have been safe to that, he would have been able to kill. MVC2 is a really weird situation because I actually really love the top tier teams, but also I really love the mid tier teams. I guess I just really love MVC2 footage. I don't mind watching top tiers in that game, but also I enjoy the other stuff. EX Dan kick is still -2, so Geef can just SPD that. Geef SPD is in this game is 2 frame. It's kind of gross actually. It like affects the way you play Geef a lot. But they made Geef like not that good in neutral. I mean, now in Ultra he has like red focus, which is pretty fucking scary on his toolset. But generally in this game, Geef's neutral is not that scary unless you're fighting Snake Eyes. The layman has a hard time making Geef work. DPI of ADC forward dash is -5, so technically Geef can SPD that as well. But there's always the chance that Dan could hold the focus or backdash. Maybe holds the focus, SPD still works, but backdash makes the SPD whiff. Neat. Light Dan kick, I think it depends on the range, and also whether it's stand block or crouch block. But I think it's not SPDable. I'm sure on my Discord you can find some players who are not very good at this game, who are still willing to play it. Whenever a fighting game falls out of circulation, you can still get matches pretty easily. You just have to find the people. And finding the people, I'm saying, don't like go on ranked in Street Fighter 4 because you'll never find people like that. You have to literally go make posts on fucking RSF4 or fucking find Discords and do like @here whatever bullshit. Dan has this really weird issue with his hurt box. It was probably deliberate, and they've never fixed it. It's been true since vanilla, and they never bothered to fix it. When he crumples. So if you do a button right away after a focus attack, it often just whiffs over his head. Like a lot of buttons, a lot of stem medium punches and stuff like that. Just whiff over his head. Stand fierce. But if you wait just a little bit, then it'll work again. They kind of, it seems like they wanted Dan to just fall out of combos miraculously. That seems to be what they were going for. An alternative interpretation, although I don't really believe it, is that they never found out about it because no one ever played Dan. Or like no one complained about it, so they never bothered to fix it. But the fact that his skeleton is like that and no other skeleton is, makes it seem like it was deliberate. They did fix it just a little bit. When Dan was like I think in AE they made it so when he's dizzy, he's super low to the ground, and he has like real low profile while he's dizzy. His little animation of being dizzy has genuine low profile. And certain focus attacks would whiff on it, like Adon's, for example. I don't know if they might have just changed Adon though. They might not have changed Dan because I think Adon's focus attack now does hit low profile, and it used to not hit low profile on anyone. Both. I'm not going to do anything super fancy, but I will do like some basic combo videos. But I'm not going to do them for every character because like a lot of them I'm not going to be able to do. I'm going to make a note like that on the appropriate videos, on like Yun and Urian. I'm just gonna literally make a thing that's just like, hey, I don't know these combos. Go find someone who does. But so many people have asked that I just have to do something. No way. That's desperate. I guess he had to be desperate. What the fuck? What terrible meter use? What the hell? What on earth did he want? Nice empty cancel. Dudley's very famously bad at counterpoking lows. He has a good low counterpoke as of Ultra. It's towards strong. It's like a little gut punch thing. It's not the one that's like advances and frame advantage and you can link out of it and stuff. It's the other one. He just kind of puts his hand out. He doesn't move in, and I don't think you can link out of it. But it does beat lows. It's got like a really good hitbox for beating lows. It goes all the way to the ground. It has a lot of active frames. But like a lot, I used to play against Dudley a lot, and I would win basically entirely using crouch medium kick. And to be honest, I still do, because a lot of Dudleys don't seem to be aware of that normal, or like how important it is to Dudley's neutral in those matchups. Like as Ryu, I can literally win using like Dudley actually is a good answer to fireballs. But if I'm smart about low forward, I can use that almost by itself to win against most Dudleys, even like up to a pretty high level. Just low forward fireball, and not fireball by itself. Technically speaking, both of Dudley's ultras beat fireballs, though you'll have a hard time using Ultra 2 like that. He's also got ducking as a good meterless answer to fireballs. You don't even have to do a follow-up. Like ducking into a throw or ducking into a crouch jab can still punish a fireball. I've never ever minded training stage. I feel like almost every other stage has something distracting in it, to be 100% honest. Although I like the aesthetics of them, like, the aesthetics exist. I don't know if I'm like one of the, I don't know if I'm in the minority or not with that. Blanca's up ball is pretty fast. I'm kind of nervous whenever I see people try and like go for like meaty jumps against Blanca, because it's a charge move and it's like 4-frame startup for EX up ball. If he doesn't have meter, it's fair game, but you know, if he does. This must be that famous Japanese DJ I've heard so much about. Not a particular DJ, I just meant Japanese DJ players. Oh, neat. Look how little damage that did. Timeout. That was a 2-bar combo. Look at his health. Look at Blanca's health. That's from a jumping combo, no less. That's pathetic for 2 bars. That's miserable. It wasn't, he didn't take the optimal damage routes. You can do stand forward, low strong. It's a 1-frame link. And then from that, from medium Sobat, you can then dash in and do, you know, that kind of shit again. He could have done like another stand forward, crouch jab, crouch strong, and then a hard Sobat from there, something like that. The point is he had a good amount of damage he left on the table that probably would have killed Blanca, but it probably would have barely killed Blanca, and he did have to burn 2 bars. Huh? Unusual under. Ending combos and fireballs is actually, I mean, you know, you leave damage on the table and you don't knock down if you get the combo. But it's a lot safer than ending a combo in like the hard Sobat that drops. If you're not confident in your combos, low then high then low. Huh? He got hit? It didn't look like he was doing anything. I didn't see counter hit on the screen. That was very clearly not gonna. That was very clearly gonna get the low hit. That was very close. Was that just complete inexperience? He's doing like okay combos. Why the fuck did that hit? I didn't see him get counter hit. What happened? You try to hold up? That was like such a choke. That was his game. It doesn't say counter hit or you're taking a throw, so maybe he was taking a throw right then. But Blanca was pretty far away, so I don't know. I doubt it. This footage is so weird. Japanese like current Street Fighter 4 footage. Maybe he's like a Street Fighter 5 player and didn't know it was fucking low. But then again, he's playing DJ. Like, how could you not have that experience? And yet he just completely missed the block. Fucking English word. DJ's kind of cool. Gotta be careful about that link. If you do it too fast, you get a chain, I think. Very nice. I wonder if she empty jumped, that would have missed. Get him? I think she did. No, never mind. I thought I saw like kick. A lot of meter build on that. The greatest thing about that is Zangief gets like a guaranteed jump over on like the whole cast. So like putting yourself into the corner is fine because you would then immediately get cross-up pressure, which also gets you out of the corner. Very few characters can DP it effectively. And also it's an ambiguous jump. It's not even a kinda anymore. DJ is not only possibly just a better character outright, but he also has generally better matchups, especially against the top tiers. It's kind of hard to react. Green hand has 2 hits, so you can see whether the opponent's midair or on the ground. But it's hard to. And if the opponent's midair, then the red focus won't hit. Ooh. Next hit will... Oh, that was important. Good shit. Never mind, he dropped it. GG. That's a really tight juggle. You need like an instant Ultra 2. Sometimes it falls out. I keep on forgetting about latency mode. I guess I could attempt to turn it on right now. Live stream of Beth attempting to turn on a Twitch setting. Let's give it a go. Give me a sec. They won't work until next time I start streaming though. It's probably somewhere in the settings. I don't see it. Under my dashboard. Oh, I hear myself. Stream delay. It's currently set to 0, but that doesn't mean anything. Is it in streaming tools, perhaps? No. I saw it in, oh. Channel permissions, moderation. It's not on channel. Oh, there it is. It wasn't channel. Cool. Alright. I changed it. Are we in there? Twitch settings need to be like mega streamlined. Twitch is this weird site because it's still very like new and experimental. I feel like they changed the layout quite a lot. They changed the basic features quite a lot. They changed how highlights work pretty recently. They added like an extra step when trying to upload stuff, but they also made it really easy to cut different videos from the same archive. So it's like a mixed bag. Some things got way faster and some things got way slower. That's a really awkward situation for DJ. He went for low strong. No, I don't care about Soul Calibur 5 even a little bit. I've like tried to watch it a couple times and there's almost nothing there for me. Oh, he's going for the chip. He had Ultra 1. So even if Ryu blocked that, the full chip damage of that super plus the full chip damage of Ultra 1 was definitely going to kill Ryu. He took that pretty early. He like still had a lot of health. He didn't really have to go for the super into Ultra chip. He spent a lot of bar on that. And again, where bar is pretty... I mean, it's not like DJ's bar is amazing, to be honest. There, I said it. EX Sobot is a little good in this matchup because it goes through fireballs, but it's not great. You usually don't get both hits. It's an okay reversal, I guess. Yeah, up kick is an okay reversal. He doesn't really need EX up kick to anti-air. He can usually just anti-air with regular up kick. EX up kick is a anti-safe jump though. But Ryu's sweep into jump is the only safe jump Ryu ever uses, and that's a 3-frame safe jump, so DJ's 4-frame EX up kick won't work. And then what else? EX up punch is... It leads to really, really powerful combos, but it's really hard. It's rare for DJ to get a good opportunity to use that. Wow, that was DJ's reversal just getting stuffed clean. Well, one of them. DJ actually sucks. Yeah, it's not impossible. They made it easier in Ultra, but it's difficult to do a cross-up, ambiguous cross-up on DJ. Oh, that was it. That's DJ's new link. I don't remember how new it is. I think he got it in Ultra. It might have been in A 2012, actually. I feel like it was. Stay medium kick is 1 frame faster than low strong, and so it's a 2-frame link, which means he can actually functionally do it. The annoying thing is that doing stay medium kick into charge down up moves is really difficult. You can do like low short, low jab, stay medium kick into EX up punch, and that works, I think. Whereas low strong is a 1-frame link, that's 2. But you have to do, charge down, release, medium kick, and then up plus punches, which is tight. Very tight to do. I feel like there's nothing more uninteresting than watching people who don't know how to play a fighting game play a fighting game. Like, I saw they were playing Clay Fighters or whatever, and I was like kind of down. I was like, I'm willing to watch some Clay Fighters 63 and a third or whatever. And then I watched it, and it was like boring. This is very recent footage. This is 13 days ago. I already know what mashing looks like. It doesn't look like anything. I know what mashing looks like in almost every fighting game. Whatever I'm in for in fighting games is not there when both players don't know what they're doing. At all. Not even a little bit there. Like, even when I watch, like, fucking Virtua Fighter or some game where I don't know almost anything that's going on, I can still kind of enjoy it. As long as they're doing smart stuff, as long as I see, like, big combos and, like, counters and fucking all that stuff. I didn't watch the anniversary exhibition. I was working. I haven't watched the archive yet, if such an archive even exists. I'm not subbed to Capcom Fighters, so I can't watch their Twitch archives. So I've got to wait until they upload stuff on YouTube. I'm guessing it was probably Spooky or something like that, though. Actually, it could have been Capcom Fighters, couldn't it? Oof. I wouldn't even watch Daigo play Clay Fighter. I would watch Daigo play Clay Fighter only to hear the Daigo interview about Clay Fighter. Clay Fighter seems like it's a Western game. Is it a Western game? I mean, really, any country could have made a game like that. But something about the culture of the characters just seems Western to me. Earthworm Jim is in it. Is he Western? He seems like he would be too. It's weird. Earthworm Jim like could be Japanese, but something about him just doesn't give me the impression that he's Japanese. Like Japanese people love making games like that, but there's just something very not Japanese about it that I can't put my finger on. There's plenty of extremely eccentric Japanese Super Nintendo games. Oh, I forgot I had a cartoon. Someone really famous voiced Earthworm Jim. Is Plock Japanese? Plock seems Western. Homer Simpson. I remember he did a voice of a character in Donkey Kong Country, the TV show. It's weird as fuck. That was a cool little combo. Both ducking straight and ducking upper combo into red focus. Ducking upper does a bit more damage, I think. Tachi ta mae. I don't quite know what that means. I don't know what that mae refers to. Tachita is like stood. I mean, Tachi means stand. But I don't know if it's that kind of touchy. I don't know what Tamai. I don't know what that whole thing. Don't know what the end are saying there. Mai can mean in front of. Oh my is an impolite way of referring to people. But Mai has a lot of like, normal, regular usage. But when anime protagonists are all like, oh my, I mean, when anyone says oh my, they say the one before me. It's a way of addressing someone by referring to yourself, which is considered to be quite impolite. Omae wa mo shinderu. Before me is already dead. The one in front of me is already dead. The FADC on like low forward. Was that it? Whoa. Empty jump staying fierce. I think that becomes so immune pretty quickly. I don't know, it looks correct to me. It's very casual. Casual's not the right word. Informal. Oh, hell yeah, there's slang in Japanese. I can't imagine a language without slang. Even fucking Esperanto has a shit ton of slang, and that's a made-up language. Oh no! Blanca actually has a kind of annoying time comboing after a focus attack, believe it or not. It's not that there's no swear words. Well, I guess there are no swear words. It's more like there isn't a word that's super offensive in and of itself. Your tone is more important. Tone is the thing that gets people offended, not the words you choose. The way that you're speaking. Like, it's still word choice. It's not even like, your voice, but like the way that people are being addressed and shit like that. I don't know how to say fucking Japanese. Like intercourse. I know how to say intercourse. I think intercourse is seiko suru, I think. Seiko shimasu, which literally means like mingle genders. No, but you can't really be profane in that way in Japanese. You can definitely have a cultural thing on how profane you're allowed to be. The knee shot's annoying the anti-air for a lot of characters. An anti-air that would anti-air the knee shot won't necessarily an anti-air a regular jump, and whatnot. What's really annoying is there are jump arcs where DJ will get a cross-up medium kick or a non-cross-up knee shot. The knee shot's actually fairly easy to combo out of in Ultra, even if you get a very high connect. Unfortunately, it does very little damage. It does like 30. Weak as shit. His death. Look how he has an Ultra. Look at his health. You get an Ultra from losing 45% of your HP. Dudley was spamming, or 40%. No, yeah, 45. Dudley was spamming focus like crazy. Nice. Oh, that looked hard to punish. See, that was like the tricky jump arc, jump angle. He was a little far back. Nice EX upper. The EX upper probably would have gotten only one hit on a regular jump with that timing, but you can kind of react. It's hard though. It's easy to react to a jump where he doesn't knee shot. The problem is you can't react to a jump where he does knee shot. So, you know, if he hasn't knee shot yet, you can see that it's a regular jump. But in order to be there, you know, he has to have already not knee shot. Look at this. This is ultra. This will kill. I think. It's ultra double, and it was scaled. I guess it was weaker than I thought. That was smart though. Watch those fireballs. Don't throw one. Don't throw one. Don't throw one. Do not throw. Do not throw. That was a really bad absorb. I guess we learned something, didn't we? He didn't gain anything by absorbing that fireball. He lost health. If you have only white health left, but you still got damage, like to resolve, it'll take away from the white health. So if something does, if you got 100 HP and something does 120 damage and you armor it, then you'll lose all of your HP, and then you'll lose 20 white health. So you'll be at 80 HP, but it'll be 100% white health. So if you're trying armor, if you got 100 HP and you try and armor an attack that does 200 damage, you'll just die. Quite a bit different from Street Fighter 5. Double is actually okay in this matchup as Dudley. That being said, it's kind of annoying. A lot of stuff you need to have like perfect timing. Like reversal Ultra One will get a mid-air connect on a Blanca ball, but like slightly delayed non-reversal Ultra One will get a grounded connect. Stuff like that. It's actually like really annoying to try and punish a lot of Blanca stuff with Dudley. Yeah, DJ can't get out of Thunderbolt, I don't think, unless he's got down charge. If it's EX. I don't know, he might be able to dash out of the way. Dudley doesn't usually get a whole lot of really beefy connects. If he does get one, if he gets like a towards medium kickstarter, or like a, you know, a jump in or something like that, he gets quite a lot of damage. But a lot of Dudley's one-off attacks are pretty strong. Like his towards strong does like 80 or something. 90. His towards medium kick does 100. His Stain Fierce does like 100. Nice. You don't see anti-air Ultra 2 very often, but it does work. Really good on characters who can alter their jump arc, like Blanca. Yeah, Blanca's combos are shit. Very, very tiny combos, and his errant hits aren't strong either. Blanca's damage is just very low. Even Blanca's like max damage combos aren't very strong, which is even worse because he can't combo his Ultra 1 after a focus attack. Well, he can, but it's unbelievably hard. Hard kick is good, but it's not usually a combo starter, unless it's a punish. You can't just do like hard kick into EX punch willy-nilly. And you can confirm it from like his overhead or his jabs, and that's good. But you get a little bit of scaling on those kinds of combos. But Dudley's damage is like pretty good overall. The problem is a lot of it, you'll just get his errant hits unless you get your low overhead mix up. Apart from that, he mostly just gets like pokes. Mostly a neutral character. He's really versatile. Dudley players will try and tell you that he's bad. Or that he has weaknesses. And he does have a few weaknesses. But he's got a lot of tools, and that helps a lot. He's got a high ceiling, which helps a lot. Blanca's a sort of introduction to matchups. T-Hawk's like that too. At the very low level, they do really well because they've got a lot of gimmicks. But once you learn how to block the gimmicks correctly, the characters fall to pieces. That's why fireballs aren't good against Dudley, because he can do that like all the time. I hate when they do on-hit ducking into nothing. It's stressful. I always feel so bad when I eat that crouch jab stare when I was ducking into throw. It's like, fuck you. Just do the combo. Dudley doesn't even get that much more damage, but he does get more damage going for resets. Ducking into like throw is pretty scary. Ducking into low short is pretty scary. Cancels to ducking are unsafe, I think, on block. Depends on what he cancels, I guess. They went the wrong way about balancing Blanca, I feel. They made it so people complained about like having to fight him the way they did, and they made it so if what he gets when he gets what he gets, it's unrewarding because he gets it so easily. But that means even high level Blancas have very unrewarding combos, and his combos are hard to do too. Well, some of them are. He's got a lot of really tight links. Blanca's like easiest link is 2 frames, and he's got like 1 frame links as well. Low short is 1 frame. Low forward is 1 frame. Stand forward, short, or stand forward, low forward is 1 frame. His biggest link is a charged like back strong into stand jab, which is 3. That's his only +5 normal and his only 3 frame normal. He didn't even go for ultra. He went for a reset. He went for a little block string into a reset. That was cute. Ultra was okay there, but it wasn't gonna kill Ryu. The reset was it gave him the best chance of getting a kill, so I think that was pretty good. I like Adon's voice a lot. I feel like it perfectly matches his face and fucking spirit. Adon's got a nice aesthetic going on. Or it's like bad. It's a bad aesthetic, but it's like deliberately bad. So I think they did a good job with it. He gives me the impression of being annoying without actually being very annoying for me. What was Zangief did green hand in and then jumped out. What the hell was he trying to bait? Like what actually was he trying to bait? That's such a weird thing to do. Maybe he meant to jump up. And he was trying to bait a jump so he could go for the headbutt. Dudley wasn't going to reversal with no meter. Ooh, neat. Backdash is normally really good against Dudley. But he like kind of did it late. And he walked in a little bit beforehand. And it actually caught the backdash. That combo is quite strong. Not so much after focus because it scales it quite a lot. This match it's annoying for Dudley. It's probably bad. I would believe that it's bad. But I know it's troublesome. It's intimidating for Dudley to push his mix up. You can see it there. He had like the knockdown into stuff and he's just like, nah. Trying to stick it to neutral. But it's not like neutral is that good for Dudley either. Dudley's really nice features that he's got an overhead he can link out of into huge damage and he's got lows he can link out of into huge damage and it's very difficult to react to his overhead. So that's like the big thing that you're looking for. But, EXSPD is scary. Ultra 1 is scary. EX Green Hand is scary. And having attacks even be blocked against Zangief is kind of scary because he's got that 2-frame SPD. Definitely forced to play differently. Anti-airing is annoying too. I don't think Dudley's anti-air options are that great against the distant Geef jump. If he does like medium kick, medium punch, medium kick. What's the button for him? I think it's medium kick, right? Or is it medium punch? It's been so long. I want to say it's medium kick. If he hits medium kick as an anti-air and Geef's out of range and empty jumps, then Geef can land an SPD. And it's a punish. If he crouch freezes, same deal. If he does uppercut, same deal. So Geef can jump in from certain ranges, and Dudley can't really anti-air it. Yeah, it's medium kick, and Balrog's is medium punch. They've got like the same normal on 2 different buttons. Dudley's is better. Well, it's better than Balrog's Street Fighter 4 one. Balrog's Street Fighter 5 medium punch is basically exactly Dudley's medium kick. In fact, Balrog's Street Fighter 5 one might be a better version of Dudley's medium kick. It's like okay damage, great speed, narrow range, great hitbox, but really small range. Very vertical. It's like almost the same normal. Dog's medium punch is like 5 frames. I don't know what Dudley's medium kick is. Got to be around there. In this game, Balog's medium punch is like 7 frames, and it's got a much more awkward hitbox. I think the hitbox doesn't shrink as much, but in this game it forces stand, which is basically its main use, apart from anti-airing. Most Balog's just anti-air with crouch fierce because it's like one of the best anti-air normals in the game. But that one's very vertical as well. But the hurtbox, dude. It like never trades. For an anti-air normal, it might as well be a DP. Mm. I don't remember Dudley's health. Is it 1050? That looked like it wasn't very strong. Oh, this could actually be something. He did the baby link. I like not using the oh, that was ultra. He would have won. He could have ultra'd that jump. He can still win though. This is still winnable. It's just bad. Oh, that was it. That was the kill. That was an easy whiff punish. Sermanos into that was a possible whiff punish, but not easy. Sermanos into EX machine gun blow. Into like Ultra 2 or something. That would have been it. Into ducking straight into Ultra 2, I guess. That would have been a dead Geef. Snake Eyes was playing. What's this? Snake Eyes was playing Geef. And he looked like he was doing pretty well. I have mixed feelings whenever people say Geef was ruined. I feel like Geef is in an maybe he's too weak right now. They need to address his like problem matchups, but that's really just the defensive characters in general are very strong in Street Fighter V right now. Menat and Guile are like problems for a lot of characters. If he had an easier time against those two, Geef would be a much better character. I feel like Geef is okay. I feel like Geef's okay in a lot of matchups. Like I wouldn't really nerf him or buff him. But then he has some matchups where he just sucks. But I think that's a problem. It's more of a problem for the other characters. It's a problem of Menat. It's a problem of Guile. It's not a problem of Geef. I wonder if Geef Akuma is good now for Akuma. That's been true in every Street Fighter game though. It's like kind of bad design, I guess. But it's always been true for Geef. In old Street Fighter games, Geef just had useless tools outright. And that's still true. With the parry and whatnot. Most of Geef's normals have a purpose now though. What's one that doesn't? Besides the parry. Most of his normals are alright. Most of them do stuff. Sam Fierce and Sermanos get used all the time. Stand Strong, not a whole lot, but it's still there. Sam 4 is an okay poke. Both of those are probably the two worst ones. Stand Jab, really good. Stand Short, really, really good. Low Jab, good. Low Short, good. Low Strong, good. Low Forward, good. Low Roundhouse, it's good on him, I guess. It's okay. Low Fierce it's alright too. Towards Fierce is great. Towards Medium Kick is alright. This is Yatagarsu. It's a fighting game that was made by it was made by two KOF devs and a pro Third Strike player. It plays a little bit like a. It plays a little bit like Third Strike, more than a little bit, but it's got a lot of unique mechanics. It's probably the most modern fighting game built around parries. This guy right here is like a Dudley with Rekkas. I wouldn't really call them Rekkas per se. It's more like he's got very specific directions he can take. He's got a bunch of special moves that all cancel into like most of his special moves cancel into one other one of his special moves. And sometimes there's a little bit of sequencing you can do with all his specials. Sometimes you can get a few. Tried to describe. It's a co-player. Shadha's pretty nasty. He's basically a weird Hugo, but he's like number 1 in the game, I think, or like number 2. He's very good. Having a grappler in a parry game, being top tier, is pretty scary. This Ko guy is basically he's a halfway between Ryu and Akuma. No, Ryu and Ken. There's an Akuma Ken and there's a Ryu Ken. This guy's the Ryu Ken. Hi Hudson. Maximilian's a voice. There are a lot of commentators in the game. It's strange. I don't know why they did it like that. It's kind of annoying in my opinion, but you can turn it off. Initially you couldn't. The in-game commentators actually have quite a few things they can say, and they respond to situations semi-appropriately. So in a way, they're kind of, you know, well designed, but I just wish they weren't really a thing. It's cheap. Chadha's juggles are pretty nasty. He's got like an air SPD, I think, and he's definitely got a ground SPD. He's got a ground super that's kind of cute. It's two full spins. It's a 720 to activate it. But for every additional spin you do, it does more damage. And it goes up to 5. But there's like a time limit in which you can input it. I can get like a 3 spin pretty easily. But getting the full 5 spin is like task level stuff. It does a fat amount of damage though. It's a Hanzo. I never ever see this character. She's very strange. The closest character to her is like Chun-Li, but she's not like anyone at all. She's like a kind of like a Chun-Li, third strike Chun-Li, third strike Ibuki maybe, are like the closest. But she's very weird. She's got a nice big jump arc. She's got a target combo. She's a little bit like Mai, I guess. Just a little bit. She's got a move that's kind of like Mai. She's got a charge command grab. Charge down, up, plus punch. Dive kick. She's got a wall jump too. I think you can jump cancel her super as well. And then she's also got an EX move you can jump cancel. I think you can also jump cancel the heavy one, but the heavy one is kind of hard to combo into. You might have to jump cancel the X one, I don't remember. But she's got pretty beefy punish combos for that reason. OTC. You can combo into that from her jump cancels. Universal overhead. This game has overhead low mix-ups. Quite a few of them. There's a few, like it's common for characters to have a button overhead and universal overhead as well. And then also there's an unblockable attack, and you have to parry it, but it's not very fast, and it telegraphs. It's 4 buttons, like KOF. That was the command grab. Nice. This is the super you can jump cancel. And that was the reset from it. Cute. Nice. The whiff punish. The way the meters work is pretty interesting. Um, it's you've got two supers on every character, and before the match you choose a super of the two, but you still have access to both supers, but the super you choose is stronger. So you can have you always have both supers, but you can have a really strong super one or you can have a really strong super two. I like that system a lot, to be honest. But also, like, I feel like most people usually pick the same one. I feel like everyone's going to be a super 1 so-and-so or a super 2 so-and-so. There's not going to be a lot of variety like that. Might depend on the matchup a bit. And then EX moves cost exactly half of a super bar, so you have a very clear indication of how much the price will be. And you can store every single super in the game, you can store 2 of them at a time. And they all have the same meter. It's a very easy to understand system. This is the not quite Dudley. He's got like shades of Yun, shades of Dudley, shades of Abel. All in one mess of a character. He's pretty cool. He's one of the best characters, or not one of the best, like in terms of tier, but in my opinion, he's one of the most well-designed characters in this game. It's very interesting. One of his supers gives him a timer, which gives him like free canceling between his special moves. So it's a little bit like an Yun. They might do some stuff to his normals too, I don't remember. See that? That was like that was like a sequence. He's got like Dudley style TCs, Dudley style chains. But that launcher is just a launcher. And then the juggle he does is the uppercut and then the sidearm. It's like one of his special moves and then a Rekka cancel. But it's not like a Rekka. It's like that special move cancels into the sidearm. That thing, special move. A lot of his special moves just cancel into that hook. Very weird character, very cool. A-tier parry. No, the characters have guard bars too. It was a good ass jet. Pretty entertaining, to be honest. I can't tell if Ko is a very flat girl or a trap. I've been not very sure since the release of the game. I'm pretty sure it's a trap. Anti-air, light kick, hard kick TC. That was kind of cool. Caught the parry on the first one, then kept the TC going. Ooh, that was a cancel. That was anti-air crutch fierce into quarter circle back kick. First hit parried, second hit not parried. Very cool. They'd strike anti-airs. I'm not sure how the names work in this game. I thought Hanzo was a male name. Here's Hanzo the woman. Hanzo might be a last name actually, as well. I'm pretty sure I've heard it as a first name and a last name. Media universal overhead, very third strike. Jump in into universal overhead, not quite as third strike. Nice, really good whip punish. Oh, that's the EX command grab. EX fireball, EX fireball. Her bending forward like that is her crouching stance. It's, I don't know. It's just supposed to show off her ass. She's supposed to be the sex appeal character of the game. Although they're, technically speaking, every woman in the game could be considered the sex appeal character except possibly Kotaro. They've all got their own little appeal. Who else is there? There's Aja. I feel like there's another woman still, but I can't think of who. Oh, the link from the universal overhead. You can combo out of it on crouching opponents. I guess I was thinking of Ko, but with a question mark. Because I don't know if Ko is a woman. I feel like it's not a woman, but I don't want to say that with any certainty. Crow is the other one. Crow is also a Shoto. He's half Ken, half Akuma. He's got a light Tatsu that launches, and he's got Shoryu. He's got like a Shoryu Repa, but he's still got like Shoto stuff. He's got a Tatsu. He's got a DP. He's got a Fireball. They're all fairly pure examples of what they're trying to be. That gives a juggle state, but he used it for Oki. Very interesting. Anti-air roundhouse was parried, and then he did. Look at that. That punch bounces fireballs back. They did that to a projectile. They did that to Hugo's clap in Forward Strike, and it was a beautiful thing. Chadha, this game hasn't been rebalanced or anything. Chadha seems to be top 2. I'm not sure of the specifics of parrying the punch. I'm willing to bet a nickel that it's the same as parrying a palm from Hugo. It's all startup and no recovery, so if you parry it, there's actually not that much window to do anything. Chad has like the ascended Hugo archetype. He's Grappler with, like, he's got the same styles as special moves. Look at all that fucking damage. 50, 60% of his health instantly. That's the Shoryu, that's the Shinryuken super. I forgot, I didn't know there was a juggle there. I shouldn't be surprised. EXDP anti-air. Very third strike. This whole time he's had a juggle after his Shinryuken. I know the parry window is very small if you try to high parry while blocking low, and vice versa. I know that there are a lot of factors that change the parry window. So you can't just use it. You can low block and parry high to parry overheads. It works, but it's precise. That's just running bear. EX running bear grabbed the fireball before it could come out. Shadow's pretty cool. I can't even hate. My favorite character I almost never see is Juzumaru. He's like a fae. He's like a fae, and also a fae. He's almost wholly fae. Big, slow, normal-oriented, non-advancing specials kind of grappler. Shadow's pretty neat. I heard the commentator say Abunai Tokoro. What's Tokoro? It's been so long. Is that place? Danger place? I feel like Tokoro's not time, but it could be time. I think Tokoro's place. Or here, or something like that. Oof. Low forward super. There's only 4 buttons. Crouch hard kick gives you a an equivalent of low forward. And you can also hold down towards plus hard kick to get a sweep, as most characters. For the 2 sword women, it's down towards hard punch, I think. They've got a different sweep. It is place. Yeah. Abunai Tokoro is just like tough spot. He's in a tough spot right now. That was the unblockable he started doing, I think. You turn black right before you do it. It's fully vulnerable, but it cannot be blocked. That's a very flat chest for a woman. Maybe it's really tight clothing. I don't know, because you can see the physique perfectly. This is peak masculinity right here versus peak femininity. I'm about 80% sure it's a guy. But 80% is not 100%. I'm pretty sure the command grab is a Unidrop, because all ninjas in all fighting games must have an Unidrop, even if the fighting game only has 9 characters. Ow. Jump hard kick slamming is kind of cool. I don't remember if that's an air SPD or if that's a shoot down backbreaker. I feel like it's a shoot down backbreaker actually. He's got like an anti-air. He's got an anti-air command grab. Maybe. His hitboxes are very dominant. That was the unblockable. 8-year-old Ken. The Revenge of Skullzer? Who did Skullzer play? I don't even remember anymore. Was he Ken? Skullzer's probably a fucking young man now. Probably grew up. I mean, yeah, I need to sleep before work. If I went to sleep right now, I'd get 10.5 hours, which is probably more than I could sleep even if I tried. So it's not like I need to sleep right away. Oh yeah, a nice pure matchup right here. Very, very pure. The most pure matchup imaginable. If either of these characters were in like a Street Fighter game, I'd probably play them. Look at that. Heavy Tatsu into light DP. Might have been heavy DP. It looked like light. This game has the same juggle system as KOF, where whatever the move that hits inflicts a certain amount of time that you can still juggle the opponent. And once that time runs out, they can no longer be juggled. I don't think there's juggle potential or anything like that. Actually, no, there must be. There's dead strike style juggle potential as well. Because of Chadha combos with the Stay Fierce, or Chadha combos with the Palm. Those are just repeating loops, so there must be something going on in terms of juggle potential. So it's probably just a third strike juggle system, just outright. This game is Yatagarsu. It's on Steam, so you can buy it, but I wouldn't say people really play it that much anymore. It's on Nessica system, so you still see it in Japan here and there. It's one of the best fighting games that Sano play, but the balance is questionably kind of bad. But the system direction is really cool. It's very fun to play. That towards light kick, I think it is, where he hops at you. It's like a Ryu's towards medium kick, hop kick from Alpha. Evil Ryu's towards medium kick, hop kick if you want a more recent example. You can link out if it's really far away, or if it's meaty. It does go over lows, I'm pretty sure. It's not Max. I think this game is stylish as fuck, but I've heard people say it's ugly. The guard break didn't even get anything big. No alpha style guard breaks. Once you get guard broken, your meter stays the same, I think. I think there aren't that many reversals in this game, but you've got parries. I like the backgrounds a lot. Some of them are kind of deliberately ugly. This is one of them. This is a level that has a giant tongue stuck with nails in the background. A lot of the backgrounds kind of remind me of Street Fighter EX, where they're just kind of weird. KF13 is the absolute peak of 2D fighting games, visually. I would agree the backgrounds don't fit the style. They're also all just stills. There's nothing dynamic about them. There's no like objects in the foreground and background and shit like that, like there are in all the Street Fighters. There's no objects at different layers, so that when you're moving back and forth, some things move faster and slower than others. like in Street Fighter 3. There's no background interactivity. It's literally just like a JPEG in the background. I wonder if Jet's a reference to Benny the Jet. It's gotta be, right? Why is Benny the Jet so popular in Japan? Why is he so popular in Asia? That punish. Oh, that grab. If I made a fighting game, I feel like it would come out almost exactly like this. And by that I mean if I made a fighting game and I had like other people working with me and a lot of like a high budget and shit like that. So in that way, I really like this game. I mean, I wouldn't make every decision they made. Some of them I find kind of grody, but this is like an ideal fighting game to me. I like the archetypes they came up with too. Yatagarsu. That did a lot of fucking damage. Time out, let me see that whole combo again. Okay, it was actually like 3 combos, which is why it did as much damage as it did. The towards roundhouse overhead that Dudley has, he has it, but it's like a special move, and that was the X version. He's got a lot of special moves, actually. He's got like 7. And they're quite complex the way they all work together. Like, that was the uppercut cancelled into a short swing blow. So he's got a lot of inter-cancelability between the specials, and that was TC, I think. Short roundhouse fierce or something, I don't know. Is that a punish or what? Chet is kind of nasty. Yeah, this roster is a roster I've never seen before. It might be this person. I can't tell. Someone here looks new. I guess they did add a character. But no one's played her. Oh wait, that looked more like the roster I'm used to. When both players are selecting the roster, it changes shape. But that still looks like a new person, maybe? I don't know. Who the fuck is that? Who's this? Oh, that's Crow? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Hmm. Okay, never mind. Everyone's here. No new character after all. Or maybe this footage isn't recent enough. This is March 7th of this year. You could call Azure the Akuma. He's not really like Akuma in any way. Except that he has a fireball that lands on you. But he's got kind of some of the stylings of the 2 Shotos of this game, but radically repurposed. So that makes him a bit like Akuma in a way. He's more like the Goken, but I don't know if he actually has anything to do with Ko or Crow. I love that fireball. Yatagarsu. It is pretty damn neat. There's the fireball. That was the 4 spin super SPD, which is quite a lot of spinning. Fresh Yata. I do kind of want to watch. Yeah, that's very fresh. That's today. Today is very fresh. So fresh it only has 4 views. This video I'm watching right now came out a few months ago and it only has 50 views. It's a shame because it's a great game. This game deserves a player base. God, that SPD looks cheap. He threw out that super, but he was so timid. I guess he was expecting Chadha to advance. Yeah, Juicebox is one of like 3 Americans who gave any interest into it at all. And also I was one of them, but I didn't even play it. This game is still Yatagarsu. I should just have that on copy paste, so because like 5 people have asked in a very small amount of time. There. I'll just paste that whenever someone asks. It's not your fault. It's never anyone's fault when they ask a question that other people have also asked. How could you know? It's my own damn fault for not changing the title of my broadcast. And yet I hate doing that. It's a nuisance. I gotta kill my stream. Damn, a lot happened in the first 10 seconds. That's like a special move. He jumps at you and drop kicks you. Kind of reminds me of Mika's actually. I couldn't tell you how safe it is. If you jump throw. Parry into straight EX move, I like that. Oh, he was trying to get parried. He did that meaty tackle attempting to get parried so we could super cancel the tackle and grab the parry. But it wasn't parried, so he just super canceled the tackle that did nothing. That's pretty funny. I love shit like that. Parries make a fighting game very interesting to me. Hugo has that. You see Hugo players do that every now and then. They'll do like a meaty crouch jab, and if it's parried, they'll cancel it to SPD. Because a low parry or a high parry will both parry a crouch jab. People don't go for wake up jab against Hugo that much. I mean, wake up parry. People don't go for wake up parry against Hugo that much. It depends. It always depends. None of his special moves, this character, Azure, none of his special moves work after like his little light sequence, low jab, stand short, or whatever. Or low jab, low short, low jab. Low short, stand jab. Which is really awkward for him, but he's got like a punch TC that he uses instead. Low short, stand jab, stand fierce. And that knocks down. I don't think it cancels, but I could be wrong. That slow fireball is pretty neat. You can follow it in. That was the T. That's exactly what I was talking about. He did low short into stand jab into stand fierce. Love this setup. It's a little bit like a Urian setup, but much easier to get out of. He can throw some. He can use that fireball into the super to get me. He can do it in the corner very easily. It's harder mid screen because they can just back out of it. He throws a fireball and cancels it to super, and then the fireball interrupts whatever they do, even if they parry it. They're forced to sit in place a little bit, and then the super comes down on them. And then while the super is coming down on them, Azure can go for a single low or a single overhead. So it's like you don't have as much time to really do stuff as Urian does with his mirrors, but it's basically like a Urian mirror setup. Corner plus meaty projectile equals low overhead mix-up that you can combo out of. It's very cool. Which particular horrible character are we referring to here? Are we talking about the entire game of Street Fighter 4? Or are we talking about Ibuki in Street Fighter 5? She's the only really bad example I can think of. Not that I think Ibuki's too strong right now. She's like in the spot where I want her to be right now in Street Fighter 5. Other characters should be moved up to her. Yun. Yeah. Yeah, Yun. Yun's a good example too. Light normal into half your health. Yun, it's more like a quarter of your health. Maybe a third. Yun's not that strong. He's just got really dominant neutral. His damage is actually not very good. I guess if you have a corner and you can do the really optimal Genei-Jin combos, then you can get like 50% or more. Yun's max damage combos do like 70%. V-Trigger shit doesn't even do that much damage anymore. If he's already in V-Trigger, Balor can get some okay-ish damage from lights. I wouldn't call it great. If he's starting V-Trigger, if it's like light into dash punch into V-Trigger activation, that's not very strong anymore. That was never that strong. That was 4 spins. Yeah. Quarter of your health into 10-way makes up fairly accurate. I think you mean a quarter of your health into backdash, low strong, low strong, low strong, low strong. That's what Yana actually does. Oh my god. Oh. No, I don't care that much. I like it a bit. If I watched it more, I'd probably like it more. I usually prefer watching 98 to 2002. UM. But those are probably, I don't know, it's probably like my 5th favorite KF actually, because I like 98 more than that. And then I like 14 more than that, and I like 11 more than that, and then I like 13 more than that. 13's my favorite. 13's actually my favorite fighting game to spectate, I think. Or one of them. Probably Third Strike, shit. Third Strike's my favorite fighting game to spectate. It's close though. It's closer than you'd think. Because this game has 4 buttons, there's like no room for fluff. How many spins? 2. 2 spin super. Yes, there are 2 supers on every character in this game all the time. We've already seen this one Chadha do the jump grab super and also the 720 super. Wow. Meaty double parry into SPD. That's a hard ass read. I can't even hate. That's like you're downloaded. Goodbye. Oh, it's fucking this bitch. Kotaro's one of the least played characters from what I can tell. She's like a little bit like the Strike but emphasis on a little bit. Her tool set is reminiscent visually. Oh, is this a calm? Or is this the most disrespectful play of all time? Okay, yeah, it was a calm. No wonder. Thought someone was actually playing her for a sec. Yes, I will play Fighting EX Slayer. Yeah, I know about her a decent bit. She's got like she's got an Athena command normal. She's got like little shades of Athena, shades of what's her face? Um, bitch with the bird. Bird is mama, haha. What's the girl's name though? Nakaruru. Shades of Nakaruru, shades of Ibuki. Oh, a really nice combination of all three too. It's really hard to do special moves in Street Fighter 1. I don't know the specifics, I've just heard that from so many people. The inputs are very, very specific. Is the Jotaro guy ripped? I feel like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure should be a man's cosplay. If you're gonna attempt something like that, you better be built. It depends on who you're cosplaying. I feel like a relatively small guy could cosplay as Gappy or Jorno or something. But if you're gonna cosplay someone like fucking old Joseph, you better be built. That starter, anti-air EX punch, does so much fucking damage. Should be illegal. Neuroncia. Anyone could cosplay Neuroncia. I shouldn't say anyone. Very few people could cosplay well as Neuroncia. But you don't need to be built. Oh god, a Pillar Man cosplay. That's one of the hardest cosplays to pull off of any anime I've ever seen. You need to be big in bronze. It's the only way. If you're not big in bronze, don't fuck around with that one. Oh god, a full Pillar Man cosplay. Imagine having 4 people like that. Like an actual bear? I don't think so. There's an orangutan. There's an orangutan who wants to rape a little girl. I forget the orangutan's name, but it's got the stand strength. Makoto from BlazBlue is the hardest cosplay of all time. Prove me wrong. You've got a big ass tail with nothing to attach it to. You've got clothing that doesn't exist, and if you made it yourself, it would be like an inch away from fashion disaster at all times. You have to have like a perfect body. You have to be like super physically fit, and also you need to have giant tits. Makoto's like an almost impossible cosplay. BlazBlue Makoto. The thing is, the tail probably needs to attach to the back of you somewhere, or just hit tilt. I think it's the end of this archive. I'm gonna hop into Combo Breaker, but I might also stop the stream.